Please be sure to leave a like rating, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications on the channel so you never miss a video. Hi guys, LollyPlanet.tk and welcome to another Minecraft video. Today in this video, guys, I have the long-awaited video about Enforcedmc. So guys, let's get right into it. As you all know, recently there has been a lot of drama involving Enforcedmc, the Minecraft server network, that before all of this drama was happening, it was averaging about 100 players online. Now this was owned by Cyberkin, Dr. Candyman, and loads of other larger YouTubers, and then there were lots of smaller YouTubers such as me who were actually recording and playing on that server. Now, just a disclaimer, I have not been told to say any of the things in this video. This is all things that I want to say personally to make you guys aware about. I've not been told by anyone to say any of this. This is all my personal opinion and all of that jazz. So, let's go right into it. Okay guys, so today we're going to be talking about the sort of back-end stuff and the things that you don't really see as a player on Enforcedmc. So as you know, most of the other YouTubers who play, for example, Jagnol, we had Cyberkin, Dr. Candyman, all those guys, they were doing videos on the factions side of thing. However, I took a different approach and I actually went for their Skyblock servers, guys, okay? First of all, I'm going to go through each of their servers one by one. I'm going to start with the Skyblock server. So when Skyblock came out, it was really successful, and then things went down with staff members. For example, there was a staff member called Mad Uber Driver, guys, okay? So this is one of the staff members, and you guys actually saw him in some of my videos, and yeah, this staff member was really good, and he was sort of like the YouTuber support staff member sort of person. He would always come on and give us keys when we needed keys to open things up and things like that. And then there was a new owner of Enforced who joined Enforced, and he became the owner of the Skyblock. And the first thing he did was demote Mad Uber Driver for numerous reasons. Now, I'm not 100% sure of those reasons, so I'm not going to talk about them right now, but what I do know is that a lot of drama went down in the Enforcedmc YouTuber chat because of it. Now, this chat is a confidential chat, so I'm not going to be going around saying exact messages and everything and making anyone seem bad or anything like that, but I will be sort of going around just the gist of the conversations going on. So pretty much many arguments were going on about Enforced staff, and this is when Enforced started going downhill, okay? So pretty much Mad Uber Driver ended up getting demoted, and as far as I'm concerned, now do not quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure if it is true, but I am pretty sure he never actually ended up getting paid, guys. Now, don't quote me on that, okay? I'm not 100% sure, so please don't go around accusing people, but I'm saying I'm about 70% sure that's what he's told me a long time ago, but I can't remember properly, guys, so please do not quote me on that. So that's what sort of started off loads of this drama. This was the start of loads of events that went down. So that happened. Also, Factions Comment, or Enforced Factions as it was known, was dead. I mean, come on, that's where I started. I did like my first 2 episodes there, and then I just left it because there was nobody online. It hit a max of like 20 people, and like normally it was just about 5 people online. It was dreadful. And the Liberty Factions, now known as Star, I believe, is where the hype was at. It was, you know, getting like probably 80 players average, really good active community. So yeah, that's just some general gist of the Enforcedmc servers. But now we're going back to the topic of Mad Uber Driver's demotion. So when Mad Uber Driver got demoted, us YouTubers, that's me, Jack Knoll, Justin, you know, a bunch of other YouTubers, and we were all trying to get hold of keys and things to do in our videos, of course. By the way, guys, I just want to get this out of the way now. It is no secret that all of these YouTubers were obviously getting paid by Enforced, okay? We were paid by them to promote their server. That is pretty obvious if you watch my videos, guys, okay? But I just want to get this across now. Me as a YouTuber, I do these things obviously because I won't go on a server that's bad and recording it, guys. Like, that's why, okay, you'll see my decision at the end of the video. But if it's a good server, it's got friends on there already. At the time, like, I was really close friends with people like Jack Knoll, Cyberkin. They're all such nice people, and they're all my friends. So there's that. That was one of the main reasons why I went to Enforce, because I would have never known about it otherwise. Dr. Candyman, people like that, they were all my friends, you guys know. So, yeah. And the second reason was obviously because Enforce pretty much funded my CCs I bought on Cosmic, guys. Like, legit, my Enforcedmc, like, the money I earned from Enforcedmc pretty much just went straight back into getting Cosmic crates on Cosmic. I'm not gonna lie, guys. That is legit where the money went. I have none of it left now from all of my Cosmic spendings, but oh well, guys, oh well. But anyway, so I just want to let you guys know about that, just in case some of you guys don't know about that. But obviously, I still enjoyed playing Enforced so much. It was really, really good fun to record. So yeah, now that is that out of the way. So yeah, Mad Uber Driver's demotion, we were asking for our keys and things, and nobody actually ever responded to us, leading to us YouTubers sort of not really having much to like record. Obviously the things on the server, but the things people really enjoy, and one of the main reasons is obviously because of the keys and the openings and things like that. So yeah. Another thing, guys, that went down on Enforced, whilst I'm talking about sort of pay and things like that, is the coupon codes. You guys know this annotation that comes into my videos, every single video, okay, guys? Now, I'm telling you guys everything the honest truth, okay? I'm not trying to side with Enforced, I'm not trying to side with people who've left Enforced, I'm just saying this is an open sort of discussion, guys. So this little thing flies onto my screen right here. Now, I was meant to be paid, I think it was 10% of the revenue from this little thing, okay, guys? So I was meant to be paid, I think it was 10%, it was either 10%, 15% or 25%. I honestly cannot remember. This started off back in April, guys, just remember that, okay? So, and I was meant to be paid that amount of whatever was earned from that coupon code at the end of every month, guys. So it came round to the end of April where I was meant to get paid, and we didn't see money, and that's when we just sort of started asking in the YouTube chat, you know, when's this gonna happen, and it never ended up happening, okay, guys? Now, one thing I do not really like is when someone promises you something but then just sort of turns it on you and says actually no. And we didn't get a response about this, so I took it upon myself to go in like further about this. So at the end of every month until then, so at the end of May and the end of June, I asked the same question, you know, guys, when we going to get the coupon code stuff? And I have not heard a reply since. So I'm assuming, because I have not heard a reply since the end of April now, guys, that is not going to happen. So that is a big thing for me. It's not so much about the money, because I'm pretty sure I can fund my CCs for the next 1 or 2 months now, I hope anyway. But it's not so much about that, it's more about the fact that they lied to me and the other YouTubers involved in it as well. They lied to all of us, which is really, really, really frustrating on me, guys. So yeah, that is another thing that happened. So the owner of the actual Enforcedmc network, known as Killer, pretty much as soon as I joined, around about then, he just started not responding to people on Skype. Now, Enforce, the entire team, we all talk over Skype. That's how we communicate with each other. And he hasn't been on Skype for like the last 3 months. It's absolutely ridiculous. And he does come on occasionally, but the only thing he comes on to do is really to make excuses and say why he hasn't been on. Now, I totally understand. Real life is a big key feature, but if you can't log onto your server at least once every 3 days, at least, I mean, come on, dude, that is it's not really acceptable. I'm going to be honest. Like, if I was the owner of that huge network, regardless, I would go on every single day. I would be so proud of that. So yeah, that is another thing that's been happening. Now, one of the main things that has been turning YouTubers off of recording on Enforced is how late they do pay. Now, I know also Cyberkin, in his video about Enforced, he talked about how he got underpaid, where he was meant to get X amount of money, but he only got like a quarter of that. And obviously, I really do feel for Cyber, because he has been with that server for about half a year now, and if you look at all of the videos that he does on that server, yet he hasn't made anywhere near what he should have from it. That is really, really disappointing for him, and I do feel really bad for him. Me being a smaller YouTuber doesn't affect me as much. I was being paid the right amount, but I was being paid it about 2 weeks later than I should have been being paid it, which was quite frustrating, especially when I had certain things that I needed to be funding at the time, with my server, with Cosmic Crates, with all of that stuff, and that wasn't happening. It was very frustrating, but that didn't affect me as much, but other YouTubers I know definitely did get very, very frustrated by how late they were being paid and things like that. So yeah. So now we go on to one of the main things that was happening on Enforce, and that was the behind the scenes stuff. So we're talking about how the staffs treat each other, how YouTubers talk in the chat, how organised things are, and honestly, I'm sorry to say, behind the scenes Enforcedmc is a shambles. I mean, I'm going to be honest, it really is very, very, very unorganised. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I mean, I'm not in the staff chat, I'm only in the YouTuber chat. But guys, also I highly recommend watching Cyberkin's video. I'll link that in the description. He explains a lot of things from the staff point of view. Now, from a YouTuber's point of view, all of like the arguments and little things like that, and things that have been happening, and just in the YouTuber chat, it's just so unorganised. And people just getting annoyed at each other. You should have paid this week, you should have paid this week, why haven't you been paid this week? Things like that. And then staff arguing about just who's going to be doing certain things. Just little things. It's quite disorganised, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. So yeah, that is another big thing about the server. And now recently it has all unfolded, where things have been going on Twitter. So let me just open up Twitter really quickly so I can read and actually put screenshots on screen of exactly what has been going down on Twitter. Now, this has all been going on between somebody on the YouTube community known as Grant2K13, also the owner of Fatality Networks, guys. So yeah, I'm just going to scroll back to when this all started taking place, and then I will explain to you guys everything. So I'm pretty much going to be going through the entire Twitter conversations, including screenshots on screen, so I can show you guys pretty much exactly what was happening. Here we go. It started off on my birthday on the 12th of June, where Grant tweeted, so before it was scamming MC and now it's stealing MC, where he posted 2 pictures. The first picture was of the Enforcedmc forums website, where they had on their forums a picture of a spawn that was made very recently, whereas on Grant's YouTube channel that same spawn image was used in his trailer. So it's the same spawn pretty much, guys. It is exactly the same spawn. So here it shows Enforced has actually copied Fatality's spawn from 2016, the 23rd of September. So obviously Enforced defended themselves on Twitter then by saying, "We didn't take them from you at all. We contacted Lightshot for builds and paid him $550 for 2 spawns, etc. We never intentionally stole them." So just to explain that to you guys, this is 2 days later, by the way, Enforced is saying that they bought them from the same builder, not realising that Fatality had them. Pretty much, guys, this entire chat is pretty much just Grant saying that Enforced have actually taken their spawn, but then Enforced defending them by saying they bought them from the creator of that spawn, not stolen them directly from Grant. They actually contacted the builder and actually paid full price for that. Now, 3 days later, Grant actually posted another tweet saying people do $1,000 plus F-top PayPal money, but never prove to their players. Lames. There's no replies to this, but I actually do want to investigate into if they actually do pay the F-top prices. I know for sure that they did give one of their F-top prices out, but I haven't heard anything back on any of the others, so that's very, very interesting right there. Guys, this is the main thing right here on June 17th. This is where everything sort of started kicking off good and proper, when Grant tweeted out this. Now, I'm not going to read this out, I'm just going to put these on screen for you guys to read yourselves. Now, I am going to blur out certain words in these tweets, but you guys can sort of get the gist of them by reading them. So here are the screenshots on screen now. I apologise for any background noise as well, guys. So the next tweet we have is also on June 17th, where pretty much Enforced replying to Grant again, saying, I work full time even with Enforced. I'm an IT administrator at Brighter Facilities. What do you do? Or do you rely on fatality for money? And then Grant attaches an image of Enforce with a red box around re-releasing tomorrow issues with client, because Enforcedmc, pretty much, guys, if you are not aware, this is like the final straw for people like Cyber. They had their reset and it went well, but then it kept crashing, things kept bugging up, and they had to re-release, which was very, very, very not good for Enforced. And then the bad language gets bad. Right here, guys. Here is when things start going really downhill for Enforced. When Grant gets banned by Carson, one of the admins, for a racial reason, which, again, I've blurred with the screenshots on screen right now. So, yeah. This is when things start getting crazy. So pretty much Enforced banned Grant for that, and really was not on, really not on, and that was also one of the reasons, and that was the time, around the time when I was starting to really rethink my time on Enforced and why I'm playing Enforced. So yeah, that was around that time. And then this came out. Now, pretty much this is a tweet from Grant saying, I value your privacy, so I will not be releasing the Enforced database. I advise you not playing / donating, as they clearly do not value your safety. And this pretty much showed a leaked image of players on Enforced with information about them that had gotten out of their database. So, pretty much what this means, if you guys are confused, is clearly from this, now again, this is just from what I can see from this, Enforced database is very easy to get into, which really is very scary because people can get your IPs from this. If you don't know what you can get from an IP, guys, from an IP you can pretty much get all of someone's information. That's why you should be careful when using things like Skype and things like that, because it's very, very obvious here that Enforced aren't really trustworthy with that information if it's getting leaked like this so easily. And Grant came out with a tweet on the 20th of June saying, make sure you play Enforcedmc, guys, they are nice people. Showing Killer and Carson. Again, I'll put screenshots on screen right now. banning people for extremely racial reasons and swearing and things that are really not acceptable, especially from a server owner. And this was like the final, this was one of the final straws really, especially for me. When I saw this, it's so unprofessional, it's so not right, and it really is not good. And then there's a whole argument of replies after this, pretty much with Enforced swearing more and just being really unprofessional, and I'm not a fan of an unprofessional server really. I'm honestly not happy with Enforced for doing this and being so unprofessional with everything and just constantly arguing with Grant and things like that. So yeah, to sum up everything, I know that was a lot of information to take in, obviously very confusing. Pretty much, guys, to sum up everything, Enforcedmc being really unprofessional is the end of things, not doing things right, not owning their network properly, in my opinion, and things like that. And that is just all of the information I have. So now we're going to get on to my actual opinions and everything. So as you guys know, first of all, Cyber did leave Enforcedmc. That is obviously a given, and that is why I have chosen to make this decision as well, because I came to Enforced. First of all, I came to Enforced not even knowing that they did paid content. Like, I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. I came to Enforced in the first place because I knew that it was a great community, and I was seeing my sort of peers really, such as Cyberkin, Jagnol, God of Purple, Justin, all of the other guys, Dr. Candyman, all Angels PvP, all of these other guys who were doing videos on Enforcedmc, and I saw it and I was watching their videos and it looked really fun and I wanted to join in with them. I didn't even know that they did paid content. That was just sort of the cherry on top of the cake for me. So I was over the moon and I started recording on the server. I was really looking forward to it. I was having really fun time with being with Enforced, and it was a really enjoyable experience for me. And then things started going downhill. Loads of things behind the scenes just became a shambles. Staff were getting demoted for no reason. The owners and the admins and things were being really toxic. They started messing around. Everything was going wrong, and I personally think that it's really unprofessional, and it's not how Enforced used to be. Now, Enforced right now are promising. Now, I'm going to read this out exactly word for word from the YouTuber chat. I'm not going to say who said this, but it's one of the admins said, "I assure you, Enforced isn't done. It'll probably be down for a few weeks to ensure everything is perfect. Those of you who do stay, just know it won't be like before, literally rebuilding the server from the ground up to fix all the bugs." So, that is pretty much an admin saying that, yeah, Enforced is going to come back. Definitely. Now, because Cyber is no longer with them, and that Cyber was the reason Enforced was getting players, obviously, he's a huge character in the YouTube community with nearly 30,000 subscribers. He is definitely one that most of us look up to. I look up to Cyber most certainly. Really is a nice guy, as well as being such an awesome content creator here on YouTube. So, yeah. Now, my opinion on this and everything is, I think Enforced have gone about this wrongly, and things have been going on for a while. So personally, this is the final straw for me as well. Cyber leaving has really just put all of my thoughts over the past month really into definite, and I am going to leave Enforcedmc. So that's the conclusion. Now, I'm leaving because all of my friends have left, apart from Justin, who I think is staying. I mean, good on him for staying, good on him having faith in the server, and I do hope Enforcers have a really bright future. I'm not trying to absolutely roast Enforced or anything like that. I'm just saying everything exactly how it is. So, yeah, I've not been swayed to say anything in this. It's been all my opinion and what I want to say. So, yeah. So, pretty much, guys, in conclusion, I am going to be leaving Enforced, which gives me a free slot on a Tuesday. So, I am a bit torn with what I should be doing on my Tuesday upload, and I've got one of two options here. I can either do a paid series, so if there are any network or server owners around watching this video who want to have a 2k sub, nearly, YouTuber recording and playing on their server, then please do hit me up in the Twitter DMs. I'll put all my social medias on screen now, but please hit me up on Twitter and I will contact you back and we can have a conversation about this. So I'm saying this publicly to you guys, because if I don't have a paid series, I won't be able to really fund Cosmic Crate openings or things like that anymore, which would be really quite devastating, honestly. I wouldn't be able to do as much on Cosmic, and that would be quite sad. Or, my other idea is going to be to do Hypixel mini games on a Tuesday, or a mini games on anything. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a straw poll in the description. Would you guys like to see a series on, it's probably going to be Skyblock. If I do a sort of paid series, it will, in fact, it will definitely be Skyblock, or anything that isn't really factions. Or would you guys like to see mini games on servers like Hypixel and Mineplex? So yeah, leave that in the comment section below. If you've watched this video through all the way, thank you so much. If you have any questions about anything I mentioned, please do comment that down below and I will answer your questions. There's a lot to take in from this video. I'm sorry if it has been long, but yeah, good luck to Enforcedmc with the future. And yeah, that's a wrap, guys. Thank you for watching. Peace.